Zeus didn't just kill his enemies, he ate them. He looked at his pregnant wife, Metis, the woman who literally gave him the crown, and he saw a threat to his stock price. He didn't see a partner. He saw a competitor with a better product. So, he didn't file a lawsuit. He unhinged his jaw like a 40-foot python and swallowed her whole while she was still screaming. Most kings fear a coup from the outside. Zeus turned his own digestive tract into a maximum security black site. He thought he could digest the future to stop it from happening. He was wrong. Some ideas are too sharp to sit in your stomach, and they are about to crawl out of his forehead. Last time, Zeus pulled off the ultimate hostile takeover. He broke his father Cronus and took over the Olympus conglomerate. He was the undisputed CEO of the universe. But in this family, winning the chair is the easy part. Keeping it is where the madness starts. Today's mission is simple. Watch a god try to abort a prophecy by turning into a cannibal. We are diving into the birth of the ultimate loyalist and the very first human victim of divine insecurity. This is the moment the golden age becomes a police state. Metis was the goddess of wisdom. She was Zeus's most valuable intellectual asset. During the war with the Titans, she was the one who engineered the chemical emetic that forced Cronus to vomit up the original Olympians. Without her, Zeus is just a guy with a bolt of lightning and a bad attitude. She was his chief strategy officer, but in a dictatorship, being the smartest person in the room makes you the biggest target on the radar. The Fates, the universe's primary data analysts, dropped a report that Zeus couldn't ignore. The prophecy was clear. Metis would have 2 children. First, a daughter of equal power. Second, a son. A son who would possess a 1.2x power scaling advantage over Zeus. A son who would be the patch 2.0 to Zeus's 1.0. Zeus looked at his pregnant wife and didn't see a family. He saw a ticking time bomb. He saw his own funeral. Critical opinion. This is where Zeus officially becomes worse than his father. Cronus swallowed babies because he was scared. Zeus swallowed a pregnant woman because he was calculated. He played a game of shape-shifting hide-and-seek with her. He lured her in with a fake smile, dared her to turn into a tiny fly, and snap. 1 gulp. 0 witnesses. He didn't just kill her. He internalized her. He absorbed her wisdom to ensure no one could ever outthink him again. He thought he'd achieved 100% security. He didn't realize he'd just invited a permanent, internal headache. Weeks turned into months. Zeus sat on his throne, but he wasn't celebrating. He was dying. Inside his frontal lobe, something was wrong. Metis wasn't dead. She was busy. Inside the pitch-black stomach prison of the king of the gods, she was hammering out a legacy. She was forging a suit of full-body bronze armor and a spear for her daughter. Imagine a 1,000-pound sledgehammer hitting your inner ear every 3 seconds. That was Zeus's life. His brain was literally being remapped by the wisdom he tried to suppress. The mortal asset timeline, the progression of human history, was stalled because the king was incapacitated. He wasn't just in pain. His central nervous system was experiencing a total hardware failure. Lightning was leaking out of his eyes involuntarily. His screams were shattering the marble pillars of the palace. He finally called for Hephaestus, the divine blacksmith. "Split it open," Zeus ordered. He didn't want a doctor. He wanted a demolition crew. Hephaestus raised a double-bladed labris axe, a 50-kilogram wedge of tempered bronze. 1 swing. Crack. A blinding 10,000 lumen golden light exploded from the rift in Zeus's skull. Out jumped a woman. She didn't crawl out. She leaped out. She was wearing full-plate armor, shaking a spear, and screaming a war cry that could be heard in the deepest pits of Tartarus. Meet Athena, born from a headache. She had 0 mother bond and 100% father loyalty. She was the perfect soldier for a paranoid king. To prove she was the ultimate asset and not the threat the prophecy predicted, Athena became the regime's enforcer. She had to show Zeus she was a tool, not a rival. Enter Arachne. Arachne was a mortal girl in a dusty, low-res village who had a talent that was breaking the divine monopoly. She was a weaver. Her work wasn't just good, it was a 100% match for divine quality. Arachne was a whistleblower. Her tapestries didn't show the glory of the gods. They showed the truth. She wove 21 distinct scenes of divine corruption, showing Zeus's affairs and the gods' cruelty. It was a protest piece viewed by the entire region. Athena arrived, not to mentor, but to audit. They had a weave-off. Technical data. Athena wove a tapestry of the gods winning wars. Arachne wove a tapestry of the gods being messy humans. The result? Arachne's work had a 0% error rate. It was objectively better than the goddess of craft's own work. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, realized she couldn't win on merit. So she resorted to state-sponsored violence. She ripped the mortal's work to shreds and sprinkled Hecate's aconite juice on the girl. Arachne's hair fell out in clumps. Her nose dissolved. Her arms multiplied into 8-jointed, hairy appendages. Athena turned a master artist into a bug. Not because Arachne was evil, but because she had a 1% margin of hubris. She was better than a god, and in Zeus's world, excellence is a crime. The message to humanity was loud and clear. Stay in your lane, or we'll turn you into something the world wants to step on. Why did this happen? It's about the monopoly of wisdom. Zeus ate Metis because he realized that knowledge is the only thing that can actually kill a king. If he didn't own the wisdom, Metis, someone else would use it to build a better weapon. By swallowing her, he turned wisdom into a state-controlled resource. The why behind Athena and Arachne is even darker. Athena is the prophecy that failed. By being 100% loyal, she fixed the glitch in Zeus's timeline. But that loyalty required the systematic eradication of human talent. The tail of this effect is a regime of absolute terror. The gods stopped being protectors and started being wardens of a cosmic prison. They realized that if a mortal like Arachne could outweave a god, eventually, a mortal could outthink a god. This isn't nature, it's politics. It's the suppression of the many to maintain the luxury of the few. Zeus thinks he's safe now. He's got the wisdom in his stomach and the soldier at his right hand. He thinks the room is cleared of rivals. But he made a classic dictator mistake. He forgot to check the person sleeping in his own bed. While Zeus is busy bullying mortal weavers, his wife, Hera, is in the shadows. She's watched him eat his first wife. She's watched him turn into a monster. And she's currently whispering to Poseidon and Apollo about a restructuring of the government. Next time, the queen leads a military strike. We're covering the great coup of Hera. Zeus is about to find out what happens when the entire board of directors decides the CEO has to go. Next time, Zeus will regret everything.